What's up, ACC? I'm Angie, your children's minister. With all of these social distancing, COVID-19, self-quarantine guidelines, I think the one good thing coming from this chaos is that we're actually spending time with our family again. Everything is canceled. We're supposed to stay home. So let's embrace this opportunity and grow closer to not only our loved ones, but to God as well. And since schools are closed, I know that I could use some extra ideas to keep my tiny humans entertained. I couldn't think of a better way than for us to learn about the Bible together. So here's what you missed on Sunday. We had a review of Unit 19, where we learned all about Daniel. There were 4 stories in this unit. Let's talk about them. In our first story, we learned about Daniel obeying God. Remember that Daniel and his friends were taken to Babylon to serve the king. They wanted to obey God, so they asked for only vegetables and water, while the other men ate what the king ate. Daniel and his friends were stronger and smarter than any of the other men in only 10 days. God was pleased that they obeyed him, so he blessed them. In our second story, King Nebuchadnezzar built a tall statue of gold. When the people of Babylon heard music, they stopped what they were doing and bowed down to the statue. Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, only worshipped God. They did not bow down to the statue, so they were thrown into a hot fire. God protected them, and they were not hurt at all. The king made a new rule that no one could say anything bad about God, because only he can save people from death. In our third story, King Belshazzar had a big party using special containers from God's temple in Judah. God was not happy. Suddenly, a large hand appeared and it wrote a message on the wall. The king couldn't understand it, but the queen knew a man who could. Daniel told the king the message was from God, and the king was not going to be king anymore. God was not happy, and the kingdom would be taken over. In our last story, we learned about Daniel in the lion's den. Daniel was going to get an important job, but the others were not happy about that. King Darius made a new law that people could only pray to him. The men knew that Daniel only prayed to God. King Darius liked Daniel, but he had to enforce the law, so he ordered Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den. But Daniel was safe because he loved and trusted God. The king made a new law that everyone must respect God. And that's it. Our Story of the Week card is pretty simple. It's for the game. You're going to play a review game. Make something up on your own. Make it super fun. We always have candy in our class, and that is a good motivation for tiny humans, trust me. For the dinner time talk, we're just going to talk about the 4 stories. Which one's your favorite and why? And then for the family activity, you're going to get out your Gospel Project Bibles, and you're just going to read about these stories a little bit more, or about the rest of the book of Daniel, because all of our stories came from that. And that's it for this week, guys. I'll see you right here next week when we have a comprehensive unit review for the last 3 units we've covered. See you then.